Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to show you how to set up a LAMP, Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP, and also a mail server. So you'll have a full development environment to test your PHP apps in. So to do this, first we're going to need to go ahead and get Ubuntu. So we're going to go to download. We're going to check server. And we're going to get the latest version. I'm going to get 32-bit. Just because I'm going to install it in a virtual machine. I'm not really sure if 64-bit would really be needed, since I'm probably only going to give it about 512 memory. So, yeah. So what's gonna happen? It's gonna have to download. This is gonna take about 7 minutes on my connection. It may take less, may take longer on your connection. So, and then you're gonna need that. You're gonna need the ISO. Then you're also gonna need to get VirtualBox. It's the program we're gonna use to virtualize in. And you're also gonna need an SFTP client like CyberDuck, for example. All this software is free. None of the software is going to cost you anything to do any of this. So it's all free for you. And these same steps will work on both Windows and Mac. So for Windows, you'd probably want to get FileZilla or CyberDuck's for Windows now too. So the download's almost done. It's got about 41 seconds left. I'm going to go ahead and put all the downloads you need in the description area. So you have the download to Ubuntu, the download for VirtualBox, the download for CyberDuck, and also FileZilla. You can pick FileZilla or CyberDuck, whichever one you want. I prefer CyberDuck for the Mac, because I didn't really like FileZilla for the Mac, because like drop and drag didn't seem like it wanted to work. But on the PC, drop and drag seemed like it worked fine, like on Windows. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and just let this finish. It's going to take a little bit of time, sadly. It's not instant to download. I wish downloads were instant, but they are getting faster, it seems. So, yeah. Oh, neat, the download's done. So, the next thing we're going to need to do is open up VirtualBox. This is the program. It's a free program. So, what we're going to do, we're going to need to create a virtual machine. So we're going to hit new, continue. I'm going to just call this, testing server, because this is what I'm going to use it for, mostly to test applications on my Mac. Do a little bit of development on it. We're going to select Linux. Why is it selecting the wrong one? We're going to select Linux, and then we're just going to select Ubuntu. See? Then we're going to hit next. Continue. I'm going to give it 512 RAM. That should be good enough. Next. Now we're going to have to create a virtual hard drive. So we're going to create a virtual disk image. Now also it lets you create other different types of virtual disks now. That's new. We're just going to create that normal one. And we're just going to make it be dynamically allocated. And we're going to give it 8 gigs. That should be plenty for a server of this size. So we're going to hit create. It's going to hit create again. That's going to create it, which is cool. So that's basically what you have to do to create the virtual machine. But then there's also some additional things you're going to have to do, like for networking. So you're going to go to click on the machine. You're going to go to settings. And you're going to get this little thing up. This basically will let you adjust your settings for the application. So here we're going to go ahead and go to network. We're going to go ahead and just enable the network tab. And we're going to go here and change it to a bridge adapter. Why am I selecting the wrong things to do? And we're just going to have it use airport since I'm on wireless. Or you can select this one if you're on Ethernet, but I'll go ahead and select that one. So it'll be able to go ahead and connect to the network. That's all we really have to change in here, really. There's nothing else to change. So we're going to hit OK. Now we're going to start the server up. So we're going to go ahead and hit start. You get this little virtual machine windows up. You'll be able to hit OK. Hit continue. And then we're going to go ahead to this thing. And this is where we're going to select the ISO. Yep, that should be it, right? Yep, that's the one. We're going to hit open. And we're going to hit continue. Start. Now it's going to start the machine. This basically emulates real hardware, basically. See, and then we're going to go ahead and select English. We're going to tell it to install Ubuntu server. So the way I'm controlling this is I'm just moving the arrow keys and hitting enter. That's how a lot of the control with this is going to be. So you can basically type into this box and use your arrow keys. There's not going to be much clicking at all, because that's the way servers are, mostly. It's going to take a little bit to start up. Yeah, here we go. We're going to select our language. Mine is English. So I'm going to select English. I'm going to select the United States. It's the country I live in. Then we're going to go ahead and detect the keyboard layout. And I'm just going to hit Y. I'm going to hit this W key. I meant to say no. 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 I already did this before, so I kind of have this memorized. And we're just going to have to keep hitting no. And it says the keyboard is detected as being the US, which I do have a US keyboard. It's going to go ahead and detect hardware. It's going to start up all the services it needs. Setting up a server isn't that hard, actually. It used to. I used to get stressed out over this stuff in the beginning, but nowadays I feel really comfortable with setting up servers. You know, it's still a learning process, though. I'm still learning, but I'm getting better. Now it's detecting the network hardware. There, now it's going to go ahead and attempt to configure the IPv6, which I don't have IPv6 yet, where I live. Then it's go ahead and do DHCP. That's where it'll automatically get an IP address. But if you want to, you can set up a static IP if you want to. Which I'm not going to go into that in this tutorial, but you could do it and probably look it up. I'm just going to call this testing server. And hit continue. Yeah, I forgot. You can't put a space in there. Go back. I'll just call this Ubuntu testing serve. That should work. Continue. Yep, the time zone's correct. Eastern time would be New York time, so that's it. I'm in Ohio, so that's good. It's detecting the hardware. Now it's going to start up the partitioner. So in the VM, this is going to wipe off all the data, which there isn't anything in there since this is a new drive. But for example, if you're going to install this on a machine with a drive that you care about, you would overwrite it. So we're going to go ahead and use the entire disk and set up LVM. We're going to head and select the disk. That's the only disk we have. So obviously that's the disk we're going to select. And then it's going to ask you if you want to write the changes. I'm going to say yes. It's going to go ahead and ask you a question about your drive. Go ahead and, it already has it, so I always just hit continue. Now it's going to partition it, actually. So, yeah. Now it's going to ask you if you want to write it to the disk again. Choose yes. Okay, it looks like the install is finished so far. Yep, now we're going to have to set up an account. I'm just going to go ahead and set up an account called McKevin. Since that's my name, I'll remember that better. I need to set up a password. I'm gonna set up the password as being password. I have to enter password again. This is a really weak password, but I'll do it anyways. I don't need to encrypt the home directory. So it's gonna ask if I have an HTTP proxy. I don't have a proxy, so I'm just gonna leave it blank and I'm gonna continue. Okay, now it's gonna ask you if you want automatic updates. I'll say no, because I want to update it myself. I want to manage this machine fully. That's just my personal preference, though. Because I at least want to know what is being updated. Okay, here's where we're gonna go. I'm just gonna go ahead and select Open SSH Server. You could set up LAMP right from here. I have never done it that way, but you could. But I'm not gonna do it that way because, like, for example, I want to show you how to do it manually. Because, like, for example, like if you get a VPS, like Linode, for example, or another VPS provider, they'll just give you a Linux install, you know, SSH in, and it's just a blank Linux install. You got to set up your web server and stuff. So you can set up Apache, but there's other alternative web servers to Apache too. So with other hosting providers, you definitely will probably want to know this. Okay, now it's going to ask you if you want to install the grub bootloader to the master boot record, so we'll go ahead and reboot. And I'm going to say yes. So we'll go ahead and boot up to Ubuntu when I start up the machine. Okay, installation's complete, so I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. And the machine's going to go ahead and basically shut down. So what you can do, you can type in the username and the password you set. Later, and it'll give you this little thing telling you that Ubuntu comes with no warranty, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it gives you a little thing. So that's basically how you install Ubuntu. So, yeah. You can enter your commands from in here, or you can connect to it with PuTTY or Terminal on Mac or Windows. For some reason, it says on here that the system info is disabled due to load higher than 1.0. Sometimes it says that, so normally they'll display the IP address. But if it doesn't, you can type ifconfig, and it will show me the IP address is 10.0.1.199. So that's the way you can get the IP address. Or you can set a static IP address, but I'm not going to go into that tutorial. So in PuTTY is pretty easy to use, but then also you got Terminal you can use, and Mac if you need to connect to it. PuTTy's for Windows, and it's a way to SSH into the machine. So what we're going to want to do, I prefer that, so I'm going to show you how to get into this. So what we're going to do, we're going to type in SSH. I'm going to type 10.0.1.199, and then I'm going to type in -L Kevin. And then I'm going to type yes, because it hasn't seen this fingerprint before. And I'm going to type the password in. Okay. It takes a little bit to log in. Now I'm logged in. See, this is what I was telling you about, where it'd tell you the IP. It didn't do that in that little window for some reason, but right here it did. See, it'll tell you the IP address up there. And the process is users logged in, stuff like that. So what we're going to do now, we got the system ready. We also, you can log in as root if you want to. I'll show you how to do that. So you got to type in sudo password wd root. Like that. And I'll type in password for me. I want to turn the Unix password. I'll set the root to being password also. So now I can log in as root with password, but I don't want to do that right now. So I'm going to type in a sudo su. So this will let me into root. So see, now I'm logged in as root. See, it'll say me I'm a root now. So root will basically let you anything without having to put sudo in. So what we're gonna do first, is what I normally do when I get a server. I'm gonna type in apt-get update. This will go ahead and update all the like the sources. I always update the first time I install any OS, even though this OS is pretty new, so I don't know if there's any updates yet. Okay, now that's done. Now we're gonna type in apt-get upgrade. That'll go ahead and upgrade any packages if there's any. Yep, there's already upgrades for this new OS. So I'll go ahead and hit yes. And I'll go ahead and upgrade the OS. Another thing I can do too, if I go up to Google Chrome, I'll go ahead and my favorite web browser, I'll open up a new tab. This new tab, I'll type in 10.0. My computer's freezing. So much stuff is going on. I need a faster Mac, but whatever. Then we're going to type in 199. So then, there we go. You got 10.0.1.199. We'll refresh this later, and we'll get its works page later once we set up the web server. Right now, we're not going to get anything. At least we shouldn't. See, it sits there. It's trying to, I think it's trying to connect, but it's not going to go there. Yeah. Yep. Oops. Google Chrome cannot connect. So, yeah. But we'll be able to refresh later to get that. Okay, now that updating's done, we're going to want to install Apache. This is going to be the web server we're going to use. So we're going to type apt-get install apt-get, that's the package manager we're using. And then we're going to type in Apache, Apache 2. It's going to go ahead and install. Then we're going to hit yes, because we definitely want to install Apache. Then it's going to go ahead and download the package and install it. Make this a little smaller. Ugh. That dock gets in the way sometimes. But yeah. See, you'll see all the commands it's running. Because in a little bit, what we'll be able to do is we'll be able to go into here and refresh, and we'll get a web server. Looks like it started. Oh, wait, before I try to refresh, maybe I can do it now. Yep, it works. This is the default Apache page, which I'll show you later how to replace that with what you want. Okay, so now that we got a web server up, it's good if you want to serve static HTML content. But so that's where we're at so far. So next we're going to want to set up a database so we can, you know, because later once we get PHP on here, we're probably going to want to, like, for example, if we're going to write an account info, we'll probably want to store the account information in a database. So we're going to have to type in apt-get install MySQL-server, and we're going to hit enter. Now we're going to set up on a root password. I normally don't set up a root password for MySQL when I set up these little testing servers, because this is on my own local area network, and I can pretty much only get to it because, you know, I'm the only person that would, you know how to do that stuff. The people I'm with wouldn't, like the people I live with. So yeah. But if you want to, you could set a password. You don't have to though, for MySQL. And obviously, if this is going to be a public server, like a Linode or like a VPS, you definitely want to set a password, a strong password. And then see, it's going to keep bugging me saying that it's not mandatory. I'm just going to leave it blank and hit OK. And it's still going to go through and do this little stuff. And then it's going to bug me again about it. I'm going to hit OK. Okay, now we got MySQL on here. So now we're going to need to be able to set up PHP. So what we're going to do, we're going to type in apt-get install PHP 5. Then we're going to install PHP 5 GD. That's the that's an image manipulator. We're going to want pair. We're going to want PHP 5 -MySQL. That's going to be that's so PHP scripts can connect to the database. We're going to want PHP 5 -curl. That will let you like call out to URLs, like connect to them and get data or push data to them. And we're going to want memcache in case you're going to use memcache, but I don't really want to go into that right now. So there you go. I'm going to hit yes. This is going to have to download a whopping 108 megabytes. But this will let us run PHP, so we can, you know, have dynamic content, dynamic code. So you can see in the virtual machine, you can see that it's actually doing stuff down there. which is a nice way to indicate that it's doing something or that it's moving. So like if the terminal was frozen, like you didn't see anything in here, because sometimes it won't show anything and it won't let you type anything, and then when it's done with it, it'll return the prompt so you can type in something again, so you could kind of see if things are doing things a little bit. You'll get a little idea. You won't see anything on here because it won't really show anything if you're doing stuff in the terminal. You know, on Mac though, you don't. I mean, on Windows you don't have a terminal. On Mac you do, so you use a program called Putty. I'll put that link in the description also. With Putty, you just enter in the address, and it's pretty easy to use. Probably I don't even really have to explain it. Okay, that's done. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure PHP works. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to my desktop, minimize all the stuff. See, there's a little picture I took a long time ago. I forget where it was. I think it was at Busch Gardens, maybe. It was this little boat thingy in the water, because they like have like a thing going over this really wide river thing. Okay, so with CyberDuck you can connect. I made a tutorial before on how to connect with SFTP, so but I'm gonna need to do it anyways for this tutorial. So we're gonna select SFTP. We're gonna put 10.0.1.199, I think it was. And we're gonna type in root, and then I'm gonna put password in. Connect. Yep, it's logged in successfully. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go down to var www. This is where the web server is stored. So I'm gonna create a folder on my desktop. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna name this just www, just because I want to have a little place where I can copy files and show you this. That's 12:30. My Mac tells me. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go here. We're going to copy this file. What I can do, hit clean up, whatever. See? Now we have this little file. Wow, I got a watch. Normally you see a little spinning beach ball of death. Oh, now I see the spinning beach ball of death. Cancel, I don't want to open it. Okay, so what we're going to do, we can delete that now, since now we copied it down to my own computer. So now if I go to here and I refresh, why isn't this working? See, it'll show you the index, which, like, if you didn't have an index in here, it would show like whatever files you had in there. So if I uploaded like a video, it would show the video and I could click on it and start playing it or download it instead of having an index. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna change this to .php because I'm gonna show you that PHP works. Or we could have just created a PHP file. Really, we didn't really have to take this one and rename it, but I thought, why not? And I'm gonna open up Samtron, another little text editor I have, which is slightly a little old. So we'll go ahead and download that. Open that. There's other text editors you can use on the Mac too. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to select this all. I'm going to open up a PHP tag. We're just not going to write much PHP because this isn't a PHP tutorial. So we're going to open up PHP. And we're going to close the PHP tag. And inside of here, we're going to write PHP info. I'm just going to put that and we're going to close it. So now if I close this and upload it to the server, takes a little bit of time. Yeah, sorry about the slowness. You refresh. Yeah, see if it wants to download it, PHP isn't working. Yeah, it's not working. Had this issue before. Let me think. But I think I know what's wrong. See, I done this a few times, but I never really tried to edit this before restarting the server. So what I'm going to do just to be safe, just to make sure it works. See, that's another thing. You don't want this to happen on a public server if you have anything important, because people can download the PHP files. And, wrote that wrong. in.d/Apache. Apache 2. I'm a horrible speller. Restart. So that'll restart the Apache web server. Yep, PHP. It comes up. So instead of downloading it, it'll actually render it. So I'll tell you the version. Tell you all this info about it. Yeah. So now we know that PHP works. Sweet. Now we're going to install a next little program that I want. Because what we need to do to access the database, we're going to need PHP MyAdmin to edit the database to make it easier with an interface. So it's the next thing we're going to do. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and, like anything else, we're going to type in apt-get, install, and then PHP MyAdmin. Boom. Then we'll go ahead and set it up. I'll hit yes. It's going to download a 20 meg file. This program has a little bit more configuration than normal, but we'll do it. Not that bad. We're going to go ahead and select Apache. So we're just going to hit enter because Apache is already selected in this case. We're going to go ahead and configure the database. Password for the database administration user, it's blank, so I'm just going to hit OK. Okay, now that we're done, we're going to need to copy a configuration file over. So we're going to type in ls-s/etc/php myadmin /apache apache.config. And then we're gonna put a space, and then we're gonna put where we're gonna copy it to. So we're gonna put Apache 2. I hope I spelled that right. I'm a horrible speller. AP. Okay, cool. It looks good. Dot. So I mean /config.d/php myadmin .conf. I had this issue before. I think I mistyped it. Let me look. I actually wrote a blog tutorial on how to do this once. Oh, I forgot to put 2 there. So I'm referencing that if you're wondering if I'm. Oh no, apache.config. Yeah, I don't know why that's not working. Let me look. ls-s/etc/php my admi/apa/ch.conf /etc/he2/conf .d/php myadmin.config. Looks good, actually. Let me see. I don't know why that's not working. You go to my blog. See, this is my blog. If you guys didn't know. I think I typed it right, but I don't know. I'm a horrible typer. I just wanna. Oh my gosh. Come on, stupid little blog. Set up a sandbox. There you go. There we go. If I could scroll, come on. Ugh. When I get the money, I'm definitely buying a new Mac. This is an older one. Okay, here we go. We'll copy that in there. It worked. Didn't give you no error. What did I type wrong then? PHP my ID min slash AP A CHE.conf. Sorry, I'm just sucking this because I don't know what I did. They look the same to me. I don't know why you have to paste it in there. I don't know. So that strings my blog if it won't work for you. I don't know. Maybe I'm just typing it wrong. I don't know. Then we're going to restart the Apache web server. That basically made it so /php myadmin would come up. See? This is the new PHP myadmin interface. But what we have to do, we're still not ready. So I'll go ahead and close that because, yeah. So now what we need to do, we're going to have to go ahead and, we're going to go ahead and cd / and we're going to cd take. Yeah, plus I'm not doing the same steps as my old tutorial because in the old tutorial I told you to download this file and then edit it and re-upload it. But now I know how to work nano, which we'll go into later. And then I'm going to go ahead and type in nano, N-O-N-A, config.inc.php. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go down to the first one I see. Not because there's a second one in here too. So see, I'm gonna go ahead and uncomment that. That's all I need. See, if I go down here, I enable that, it'll set up, it'll act like there's two servers when there's not, and it will mess up. So we'll just select that. Now we're gonna hit the Control X key, or on my keyboard it's the Windows X key. You'll probably know which one to hit on your keyboard. I'll hit. And then we'll go ahead and save it. Sweet, it's saved. So now we'll just be able to go to here. Just type ROOT for root. Hit enter. Yay! You have, yes, yay. We have PHP myadmin. So this isn't a tutorial on how to use PHP myadmin though, but we have it installed. So if I do any other tutorials, maybe coding wise, I might show you how to do this. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. So yeah. So pretty much we have the whole LAMP part installed. Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP. Okay, now we're going to set up an email server. This might not work on all ISPs because they block outgoing mail. And also not all email providers can receive this if you're sending it from an IP instead of a domain. So yeah, depends. But we're going to set up where we can send email, which is great if you want to send email only. So you'll be able to send mail from the open host, basically. I don't think you can receive mail with this implementation. But what I do on my production servers, I use Google Apps to go ahead and use I use Google Apps to go ahead and receive my email anyways, and I use PHP to send my messages, like signups and stuff. So like if you're going to email somebody, like for example me, to get a hold of me personally, you would email me. But if a script's going to send out an email, it's going to email it from the server. So incoming mail goes to Google Apps, outgoing mail comes from the server. So that's the way I set things up, but I'm just going to show you how to. But that's all more DNS type stuff. But I'm just going to go ahead and set up a basic email server on here just so you can test if like a sign up script will send you a confirmation. And I have my email opened up too, my email from my startup. So yeah, there's nothing in there really that it's sensitive. So I can go ahead and show my email. So we're going to go apt-get install. And then we're going to type in AXIMP4. XMIM4 daemon E-M-O-N, light. A daemon basically runs in the background. Like, it's kind of like a service on Windows, I guess you can compare it to. We're going to type in Mel Utilities. And then we're going to hit enter. Let's go ahead and install it. We're going to hit yes. Normally when I send from my own, like one of my own servers, my email will go to the spam folder. So it probably won't be in the inbox. See, it will probably be in the spam. See, this is the email client I use. Another open source program. Or you can go log in on the web. Yeah. So it'll probably show up in here. I doubt it will show up in the inbox, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, now that it's done, we're going to need to configure it. So we're going to type in dp kg recon figure xaim4-config, like that. Then I'm going to tell it that it's going to be an internet site. I'm going to hit enter, select that. So you use your arrow keys to select stuff again, and then we're going to just tell that. Then I'm going to use my arrow key to go down and select OK. Then we'll go ahead and select OK again. Select OK again. Select OK. I normally leave this blank and it works. Leave that blank again. I'll say no. I normally just tell it to leave it there. And then I'll just say no. Cool. The email server is configured. Basically. Yeah, it has to restart it and start it. Okay, cool. So now we're gonna start send me an email, a test email. So you're gonna type echo testing. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pipe that into the mail-s. Then I'm gonna just set the subject as testing. I'm going to type in kevin@newhills.com. Just going to hit enter. Sent off an email. Boom. Email got sent. Takes a little bit to receive it. Yep, it's in there. Oh, it went in my inbox this time. Normally it goes to spam on my personal Gmail. See? A little email testing and then testing. So the lowercase testing was the body, and that's the subject. And the 2 and stuff. So we'll go back here and it will say that it's from root, which just says root at Ubuntu server. So it doesn't even give you a domain. So a lot of email providers will just throw this away. But if you set it up, so yeah, so that's basically how you set up email. It's not that hard actually. So yeah, that's pretty much all you really need to know to set up a full LAMP environment to test stored apps in a test. I mean, at least the environment side. You're still gonna probably want to know how to code or install scripts to test in. So what you'll do is you'll basically start the machine up, copy your files over CyberDuck, and you'll work on your databases in PHP and basically you have a way to test your scripts or write it, basically. So that's basically how I guess I could explain it. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I might make more tutorials. I don't really know yet, but yeah, thank you for watching this tutorial. Bye.